What does this box and this Shockwave have in common? Well, this is the Go Better Studio, I think it's GX12 upgrade kit that goes with Siege Shockwave. Actually, this is the GX-12N that's intended to go with the version of Siege Shockwave that comes with the Nemesis Bridge Crew 3-pack. So the coloration is going to be a little bit off, but we're still going to be able to see how everything is supposed to interact and where it's all supposed to go. Is it a worthwhile upgrade kit to get? We're about to find out in the latest GotBot True Review. Hey all, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share. Of course, subscribe, and while you are at it, light them up. Baby, hit that notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below, also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And this is the Go Better Studio upgrade kit, as I said, for Siege Shockwave. This is not the Siege colored version, though that exists, and I think that's just called GX12. This has the N attached to it. The purple's a little bit different, where there should be, say, silver with the Siege version. There's white with this one, but it's still definitely going to be able to give us an idea of how this kit helps to turn this, which we know is like a spaceship thing with other parts to it, into his proper G1 laser blaster. Though this was done, let's be realistic, the handle's pretty small, it's not quite the laser blaster. Does this make this into a more convincing version of the G1 laser blaster? How about we head over to the table and take a closer look. This is a resin cast painted in purple and silver to mimic Shockwave in his blaster mode. This is a resin cast of the tiny Shockwave that came in the Centurion pack. And this was given to me by our good buddy Dragonfly, which, you know what, is a great way to get Shockwave in his alt mode and capable of being handled by other bots. Please note that the colors here were as close as I could get at the time on something this small, and again being a resin cast, to the actual Shockwave. And my bot mode is Siege Shockwave, but maybe, just maybe, you would like for the big boy Siege Shockwave, or one of his variants, to be able to pull off this traditional blaster mode as well. Well, guess what? Go Better Studios might just have you covered. With the Go Better Studio GX12 upgrade kit. Now, the GX12 upgrade kit is the standard upgrade kit that comes, I guess, in the silver and darker purple to go with your Siege Shockwave. However, you'll notice that my color scheme is a little bit different. I don't have silver here, I have white. The purple is a little bit off. That's because mine is actually intended to go with the like Nemesis Bridge Crew version of Shockwave, which uses a different purple and indeed uses white. This is the GX12N Nemesis Bridge Crew, right, version. I don't have that Shockwave, so I put it on my Siege to at least show you guys. Interestingly, this version seems to come with one piece that the stock version that goes with the Siege Shockwave does not come with. I'm going to run through those pieces now, and then we're going to see what we could do with these if we were to put this guy in his robot mode. As it is, though, please note that we do get a handle. And while it would be lovely for him to be able to stay up like this, that doesn't quite work. We get another little piece here that goes over the two little nubs on his legs that are meant for blast effects to go on if he's, you know, getting blasted. And it sort of fits back between the feet and gives him his, I'll say his sight, his scope, whatever you want to call it. And then we have a piece in this set that goes fitted kind of over the elbow so that his hose can come up and go kind of into the arm the way it's supposed to. With the version that's colored to go with Siege, that piece on the arm is not there. When you look at the way that they suggest you transform this, they take part of the, I don't know, like other junk that it comes with, and they put it on over the front, and they have the hose going into the side of that. you could certainly do that. And indeed, when I reviewed this guy, I showed, I guess, a version of him being an embankment where you could put him in this mode and sort of stand him up. It's unofficial though. This obviously goes sandwiched down over the heels. And it's also held on with a little white piece on the bottom that I'm going to explain why we have that in just a moment. But nevertheless, in terms of, you know, something that can go in the hand, I have small hands, but you get the idea here. Is it perfect? No. Does it scale for this? Yeah, pretty much. I do wish that I had the regular version. I don't know, maybe I'll try and match the paint or some such thing. But it does definitely give you the sight thing for the hose, a piece back here to sort of fill in between the legs, and it does give you a proper handle. Cool. The parts themselves, up close, kind of look like this. So this is the bonus piece that goes down over the arm, and you can put the hose into the top of it. Unfortunately, I don't find that this piece fits the way it looks in pictures. I can't get it to fit that way, and I broke this one. This was a spare, and sadly I broke it. Next we have this piece that goes between the legs. You will notice that we have a couple of circular holes here. They go over those nubs that are meant for blast effects. It stays on okay. This piece, by the way, goes back sort of between the feet. It stays on okay. The clear plastic piece is beveled, so you know which way it's supposed to go, and it has a little rectangular tab that goes through a rectangular slot right there. So that goes on thusly like this to go affixed to the top of Shockwave. And we also have this piece, and this piece I wondered for a while what it was used for, but it's actually for when you take the handles off and want to kind of put them aside as almost like a little base piece thing for robot mode. I think it's worth noting too that when you put these pieces on the handle, there are pegs that go into the peg hole here and on the other side, and of course the whole section here fits in. Down here you'll notice that there is a rectangular slot. This whole piece is supposed to go in that slot and hold both of these, I guess, handle pieces together better in alt mode. And it works fine. They stay just fine. But let's pretend for a moment that we took Shockwave out of his alt mode and put him in his robot mode. What do we do with all of these bits and pieces? Here's the sad part. The sad truth is they cannot stay on him in robot mode. Not really. I suppose if you wanted to explore long enough, hard enough, you might find some way, somehow, to make that kind of sort of work. But in reality, it's not really something that's going to work out well because it's not intended to. It's intended, much like his actual pieces that came with Siege, to kind of stand off to the side and be something else. Whereas I think the pieces that he had become some sort of a slide or a battle station. I would call this a survey station, if anything. On the bottom of the feet pieces we have rectangular slots, and we have them on both. These two feet pieces are going to accommodate this piece on the two sides. There's another rectangular slot that's at the very top that's thin. Underneath here, I already pointed out that we have two slots that are intended to go over the nubs on the legs of Shockwave, and we already saw that. But here, there's also a rectangular slit that will go down over the slit here on the top. So, what we should do is put that piece in, and put that piece on. Those two are now held together on that white piece. I will tell you now, it's a very loose connection. And because I kind of have a spare here, this one, also very loose. So that's two. Then this piece here, you'll notice a rectangular slot here. You take that and, assuming I can line it up, it goes down over the top. And this is what you sort of end up with as a survey station, I suppose you could call it. I don't know really what else you would call it. All of this is very loose fitting. Extremely, extremely loose fitting. And I have done it with this one as well. It's still loose fitting. By the by, and interestingly, and I just noticed this one, I have a straight sight. But this spare one, for some weird reason, I have a beveled sight. And just to, I guess, show it off, since, 'cause why not? That goes there. This goes on over. And again, like, it can go on, but it's still pretty darn loose. It's a neat set. Is it a necessary set? I mean, if you're happy with your Shockwave just like this, or you're happy with them being like a spaceship, then no, I don't really think you need this set. Does it add something in order to give you a more traditional Shockwave look? Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about it. You'll have to decide if it is for you. I enjoy using the little I enjoy using the little Centurion pack painted up blaster as an alt mode version of this guy, because it scales. But if you really want your Shockwave to be able to pull off his traditional blaster mode, this is one of the most successful and easiest ways to accomplish it. It's not a kit that will be for everyone, but if you're in for it, I think it's a pretty great kit. And here we are once again, and here I have bare bones Shockwave. So, I just want to kind of recap what it was we saw. We saw a little piece that goes attached to these two little nubs, and these little nubs are meant for blast effects, but they go down over those two little nubs and kind of go between the feet. It's okay. I don't find it to be the tightest of, I guess, connections. That is what we slide in the, I'm going to say scope, targeting, I don't know, targeting reticule, no, what's it called? The thing that's used for targeting, I can't remember what it's called. But like, that is what goes back here. It's okay. I just wish that it stayed attached a little tighter than it does. The piece that goes over the bicep that I can't get to fit right. I try as I might, I cannot get it to fit the way it's shown in picture. But that is so, of course, this can go up here to give you a more G1 look. The Siege colored version doesn't come with the bicep piece. The idea with the Siege colored version is that you take part of the like Siege junk that comes with this guy, wrap it around the front so that this hose can plug in on the side up here. That's fine, I guess, if that's your thing. The bicep piece, it is what it is. The back piece here, it is what it is. But I think the real star of this kit is what wraps around the two inner part of his legs, basically, which become the handle or the bridge of the ship, if you're so inclined. It wraps around this. It gives you a bigger handle that you can kind of hold on to. I still feel like this whole thing as a laser blaster is a little undersized, but it's kind of neat, I suppose, that we're now able to do that. Being able to put it aside as like a little base type of thing, storage type of thing, when in robot mode is neat. It's too bad that there wasn't a way to incorporate it in robot mode. The thing is, when you do all of that and you put it together as its little piece off to the side, at least my copy of the kit is real loose. Like, you put it together, but there's zero friction. Like, it's not toleranced at all. You might as well just be laying it together. That said, it's not really meant for the robot, is it? It's meant to turn this thing into a proper G1 laser blaster. And in attempting to do that, I think it does pretty much succeed. Is it a kit that you absolutely need? No. Is it a kit that gives you just a little bit more G1 goodness? Yeah. And if that's what you're looking for, then this kit might be right up your alley. Let me know what you think about this Go Better Studio kit. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel. Huge shout out to our buddy Joe who sent this kit my way. I cannot thank him enough. And of course, I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way right here inside the videos.